Hi everyone, it's the chicken. I'm not gonna be able to be on for longer than 30 minutes because I gotta film, some shorts, just trying to get in those numbers, trying to reach a new 100 every week, just doing what needs to be done. Whoa, that's an awful echo. Wow, that's just because I have the tab open on the other one. But yeah, everyone, welcome in, welcome in. This I think it's like 5:52. Actually, it's 6 o'clock because my computer time is wrong like 97% of the time. So 6 o'clock on this beautiful Saturday evening. It was about 77 degrees earlier today. Oh yeah, we just got done with a storm. I don't know about all of you, but we got done with a pretty decent storm yesterday. We got maybe about 4 inches of rain. Plenty for the mud to form. Yeah, there was a lot of mud here. Mud is not fun, especially when you're trying to walk around it in sneakers. That's awful. That's even like worse. We got about zero point 0.4 inches of rain today and a lot yesterday. I actually have a video coming out soon, hopefully tonight, of a really heavy rainstorm. And it's gonna be a really bad storm. Welcome in Fifi's Journey. First time catching you on a chat show. We're gonna get a lot of rain this weekend. I'm hopefully gonna see most of it. But when it's really windy like it was yesterday, that's when you get it really bad. You get the wind blowing around everywhere, and you got snow flying in winter. Hey, what are you doing? And yeah, you got that all flying around in the winter, and it's just awful. Sorry about that. My little siblings keep bothering me, and you know. All right, we are going to be preparing all of you for success. This chat is specifically designated to. This chat right here is specifically designated to help you grow on YouTube or wherever you want to actually improve on. Most people are likely going to flock here to grow on their YouTube channels, but that's that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get everyone started, and if you're just about ready to start, I know y'all need videos and stuff like that. So just checking everyone on you out. Seems like you just hit your 500 not that long ago. I hit my 800. I think on Sunday. That's when I hit my 800. I think. So yeah, it's been a while since I've hit my 800. I'm reaching about 100 every 8 days. And I remember I reached 100 in literally under a year, just barely under a year. I reached 200 in 152 days. I reached 376 days. I reached 400 in 15 days. 500 in, I think it's like, I don't know, like, I think I reached 500 in like 14 hours. I reached 600 in, I think, I reached 600 in like 2 weeks. 700, took me about a week, and it took me also about a week to get my 800, and I'm hoping to get my 900 by the end of the week. But that would mean that I would hit 1,000 by about Thanksgiving, and that's actually a lot earlier than I expected to. I don't know about all y'all, but I'm expecting I'm expecting now to hit it by like Thanksgiving, and I hope all of you get the same experience too, because we all want to grow around here, and it's just what we're trying to do. It looks like we got a big drop off in viewers, but that's fine. I'm just trying to get my point out that we can all grow here. This is gonna be a free growing zone, so if anyone wants to hop into the chat, I got it already. And it also makes a noise whenever I want to admit someone in, so that way I don't miss anyone and I don't have to spam the add to stream button 30 million times waiting for someone to actually hop on. So, so what are you guys trying to improve on? What are you trying to grow in this year? By the end of the year, what are you trying to improve on? Because a lot of people we need to improve on crap because that's what we're all trying to do. So, what are you guys trying to improve on here? For me, it's improving on. For me, literally improving on making better videos. Other than making better videos, making ma- better quality in work, just because my work ethics are awful. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna see if Micro's gonna hop onto the stream soon because like he said he would. But we're just out here trying to get everyone as successful as possible. And since I have at least a sizable-ish channel, I can help people that are brand new here get to where they want to be. So, in the chat, tell me, what type of channel are you having? And I know I think the delay is like 8.62 seconds or something like that. I calculated it a couple streams ago. I think it was like 8.62 seconds was the delay. But but I'm gonna ask you that question because it's gonna take a while for the answers to roll in because there's like an 8 second delay here. What type of channel are you working towards? Are you maybe like gaming channel? Are you documentary? Are you farming like I am? Are you like really just a random thing? My channel prioritizes farming, but I also try to prioritize entertainment and my content as well, and that's why I have random shorts around. Yeah. So what are you guys trying to improve on? Like, what is your thing that you want to improve on by the end of the year? Yeah, it's gonna be a little hard to getting people in the chat, but we have people waiting for the chat tonight on Nikki's channel, so I don't know what time. I think the chat starts at 7, but I don't know. I haven't seen any notification about it because usually I get like a notification. I'm trying to improve on being able to provide adequate conditions over winter to overwinter my plants. Yeah. I'm not in an area where you can really have plants over the winter. I'm in an area where you can like grow indoor plants for like 3 to 4 months, and I haven't even got that started yet. I have to get it started like really soon, or else I'm gonna like, else everything's gonna be like destroyed. But yeah, that is basically what we trying to do around here. That's basically what we're all doing. Is we're just trying to improve on as much as possible, and what we can improve on, we can't improve on. But I think we can basically improve on mostly everything around here. Yeah. All right. What else would be a great thing that you want to improve on? Like, I know there's like a couple things you can definitely improve on, but like, what else would be like, wow, I really need to improve. I really want to improve on this. Like, what would that be? What else would you do? And yeah, I'm also waiting for the chat. I don't know if do you guys in the chat know if the chat's gonna happen tonight on OCD's Chicks channel? I don't know if it's going to happen tonight, and if it does happen tonight, I'll definitely be in the chat. But I don't know if that's gonna be on tonight. I'm gonna have to see because these are the timings that we really need. These are the timings. I was going to do it at 11 a.m. But man, I didn't wake up until like 11:45. I was like, nah, I'm gonna do this right before the chat. I'm gonna do this about an hour or two before the chat because there's people there. Because there's people always on YouTube about an hour or two before the chat, and this is the time you want to hop on. You want to hop on the time when people are about it. So if you see maybe like a channel that supports yours, it's a lot bigger, maybe 2 or 3 thousand subscribers. If you see that, you might want to hop into that zone if you want to go live during that time. That's basically what I'm saying here. In sort of a way. All right, and other than that. I have them in my insulated garage, but my hope is that they survive in winter in zone 6B. I'm in 6A, and winters up here are absolutely treacherous. We can have days when it's negative 20 degrees, and then the next day it's like 62 degrees, and then the next day it's negative 5 again. So you have these random swinging temperatures. Man, I remember this was 2018. Yeah, 2019, so 3 years ago, almost 4. This was March 2019. This is January. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So, we had this day. It was really cold. We had a winter storm move through, and this winter storm was huge. We got, I think, like 5 inches of snow out of that storm. A lot of ice. First, we got the storm. We got first day we got the snow. We got maybe like I think about 4 inches, and the next, not like an inch or two, and the next day we got the rest, and it started icing, and it was maybe like 0 degrees the next night. And then the next day it was about 4 degrees during the day, but at night, no, it was negative 13. And then the next day it was like no, it was not negative 13. That was a little bit later. This was I think it was negative 31 that night. The next day it got all the way up to 14, and that felt like t-shirts and shorts. But then after that it got right back up into the 60s before dropping right back down to the 40s and 20s and then right back up. It's fluctuating around here. I don't know what to say. Welcome in, OCD Chick. I don't know if you're going live tonight, but Alright. Welcome in. I don't know if you're gonna be doing the chat tonight, but I am waiting just in case because I didn't, because usually I would see like a community post and I usually get notified whenever I see one of those, but that's what we're trying to improve on around here. We're just trying to see what we can improve on. I heard that you recently your monetization I came on, and I almost, yeah, you're doing the chat. All right, good. And if there's one thing I'll say is that a lot of people are like, oh, you need to post more shorts, but like a lot of times they're like, yeah, you should post some shorts, but like don't do it like I do. I just mass produce them. because I just want to reach that. I just want to reach the 1K, and then as soon as I reach 1K, I'm gonna make like 2 shorts a month at that point. So I don't know about you all, but I managed to get all the way. I was getting shout outs as subscribers. That was the only reason I was actually gaining any back in 2000, early this year. That was me 100 to 200, and then 200 to 300. Most of it was shout outs, but I also got some from shorts and then 300 to 400. That was all one big shout out, as well as 400 to 500. 500 to 600, that was all shorts. 700 to 800, that's all shorts. And potentially 800 and 900, that's all going to be shorts. But I'm hoping I will reach it by at least Thanksgiving. According to my calculations, don't want to sound like I'm a nerdy kid here. According to my calculations, if I reach it tonight or tomorrow, 900 of course, then I'll have all week to to take in those subscribers. So I mean, I reach it sometime around the 20th to the 23rd. So yeah, that is what I'm hoping to get it by. A lot of people originally were saying, oh, you're gonna reach by like Thanksgiving, and not Thanksgiving, like Christmas. But it looks like this year, if it happened like December 23rd to 24th, that would be amazing. But it's actually going to happen by like the end of the month, hopefully. At the rate we're going, by the time Christmas rolls around, we'd be already at 1,500. But it would be a cool present, you know. You know what else would be a cool present if we reach 5,000 or 10,000 on Christmas? But yeah, looking at projections at least, I can safely say that we're hopefully going to lock in that 1,000 by the end of the year. And as for all of you, I hope you get to lock in that 1,000 too if you're already there. I think the shorts are good for exposure to our channels, but if you're trying to get watch time, oh yeah, that's true. Before I posted shorts, I was getting in a lot of watch time, but now all of a sudden I'm getting a lot of now all of a sudden my watch hours are dropping. I find myself posting a lot more shorts. I actually have a plan for monetization. I actually have a plan, and you should do it. If you're not monetizing this chat, you should have a plan. You need a plan. My plan is to keep posting 2 to 3 shorts a day until I'm up to 1,000, and then when I'm at 1,000, prioritize making really high quality content to get the watch hours in, and then once those watch hours are gathered in my bowl of watch hours, is what I call them. That is when I'll dump it all in the monetization pit, and they get you get the review process, the exception, and signing up for the AdSense. And I'm hoping they always say the review process takes, you're gonna need 1 month for your channel to get reviewed against their monetization policies. But in reality, I've seen a lot of channels get it in just like 48 hours. I don't know about you, OCD chick, but I heard that you got monetized pretty quickly. I don't know how long it took you. I'm suspecting like around a week or two. Probably less than that, but I think you got it. I remember what the stream you got monetized in. Um, People were all of a sudden just like starting to send donations. I was actually really. It won't hurt to upload one regular video for your current. Yeah, the only fear I have of uploading a full video is because I'm posting different types of shorts for my main content, just to, experiment. Like the short last name is completely different from my content, but it still got almost 7,000 views. And you know what? I remember when shorts would only get 1,000 views, and I was big. Wyatt, go away. No. And yeah, when you got these big views, you get a lot of views from them. But the only thing is that recently I've noticed that like a lot of channels are getting, especially mine, are all of a sudden no longer getting 1,000 views. They're starting to get 2,000 views, 3,000 views, 4,000 views. Sometimes on some occasions 5 or 6,000. And if you get the right thing, you're like, wow, that's amazing. So I'll just start pushing it to random people. And what if I like get off the stream, upload a video, and it gets 1 million views? That's possible. That's actually possible. Just on how broken the shorts algorithm is. I could get 1 million views and 100,000 likes. Because one thing I noticed for like 1,000 views on my channel, and mostly everyone's channel too. When your video gets 1,000 views, if it's about to hit 1 million, if it's like 1,000 views, it's always going to be something like 20, 30 likes. And usually when you're at 1,000, you're at like 4 to 5% of your views to be likes. I mean, I would get 40 likes, and then all of a sudden I would get like, and then all of a sudden for 1 million views, I'll all of a sudden get like 200, 300,000 likes, and that's just weird. Don't know what it is about the shorts algorithm, but it is broken indeed. And if anyone else has the time to help me with the stream, that is one thing. Once I reached my 4,000 watch times, took care of all business surrounding monetize. Took about 3 weeks to get it all done. Yeah. So it usually takes a couple weeks, but most of the time it's not going to take about a month. I'll say it probably takes like 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, it's not like the longest process ever. The longest process is getting to your 1,000, but the actual longest process of getting to your 1,000, and I think everyone's in this chat is going to come into agreement with this statement. Getting your first 10 subscribers was a painful job. Here, it took me. I started my channel on the 20th of January 2021. I hit my 10 subscribers on April 15th, 2021. So it took me almost 3 months to get to my 10 subscribers. Then it took me a couple weeks to get my 20, 30, and so on. Yeah. All right. That's one thing, but getting to 100 subscribers took so long. And yeah, that was rough. Getting to your 1,000, that's a big deal actually. And you know what? If there's one thing I say about 1,000 is that a good special for 1,000 would actually be a live that you might do. I'm actually planning on doing a 1,000 live, and I already have the thumbnail on my computer. I made that thumbnail when I was at 350 something. I made that thumbnail while I was getting that big shout out. I don't know what it was. I feel like no matter what your subscriber count is, 10% is your tribe. They keep coming back to support. Yeah. Yeah, usually my long videos all of a sudden get like 100 views organically, randomly. Even if it's not being recommended. Like, not that long ago, like, all my long videos were getting recommended. Now it's more reasonable. What types, what type of ones get recommended and what ones don't. But back then, I could make like the most uninteresting video. And it would get recommended to 3, 4, sometimes even 20,000 people. I was like, wait, what is happening here? I'm like, what? But yeah, if there's one thing I'm doing else, I don't know if anyone else here has done this, but I'm talking about doing a countdown to 1,000. That would be where I would be live right as I'm hitting 1,000. I don't know any of you if you're gonna do that, but I'm gonna have to get a whole new streaming software to do that. I can't really do like a face cam stream. Also sort of doing that. So I can't really. Sorry, seasonal allergies are screwing me over again. 2022. I feel it took forever to reach 30 subscribers. 30 subscribers? I hit 30 subscribers, I think, early June 2021. 40, I hit mid June 2021. 50, I hit right before my birthday, actually. June 26, 2021 was the day I hit 50. And I was stuck at 71 for the longest bloody time. I don't know about any of you, but I was stuck at 71 from about like late July to early September when I finally got one. And I was constantly going from 72 to 74 from about September 1st to like September 15th. And then sometime around that time, Hands in the Dirt was actually, I think, one of the first person in my new community to come over and subscribe. I remember I checked out his channel that night and I was like, wow, that's nice content. And then it was Microfarmer that was the second one. I remember when I saw Microfarmer's channel, I was like, wow. And then I noticed he was like correlated to one of the channels sort of that I actually watched a while ago, and that's when I noticed that, like, yeah. And that's basically the history of my channel. Yeah, I was actually planning on doing the 200 subscriber specials, like this big, highly edited video. I canceled that a while ago. And it wasn't even a while ago I canceled that. I canceled that back in September, and I made plans to do that at, like, the end of July. So, yeah, so if you had high hopes for seeing that 200 subscriber special, I'm sorry to announce this to you. It's not happening. I'll do it for a 1,000 special, though. I'll definitely be doing maybe a history of my channel for 1,000, but, just the way it's going around here, just trying to get in those watch hours and really quick put together videos. They're really hard to sometimes pull those watch hours, and yeah. Yeah, we need to always be preparing for success here. And a lot of times when you're about to upload a video, sometimes we just upload videos aimlessly, and that's not what we want to do. We want to upload videos with intention. We want to upload them with intention, because if we don't, then we are going to screw something up. So maybe sometimes it's like I get stuck at a certain number and it happens periodically. Yeah, that is what happens a lot. For me, the numbers were, I think it was 3. I was stuck at 3 for almost a month, and I went up to 4. And I got like 2 subscribers. I remember I announced in a stream a while ago. I'm gonna see if I can actually find that stream really quickly. Well, still talking about it, but I was announcing in that stream. I was meeting in face reveal. That was my 12-year-old voice. But I was announcing on that stream that like, wow, we're getting the, we're getting the, we got 3 subscribers in the past 3 weeks. That correlates to 1 subscriber a week. And I was stuck from 11. I was stuck at from 10 to 12 for a while, and then I went up to 20. I was stuck at 71. Then I got stuck at 129. Then I got stuck at 230 something for like 7 days. But the longest period I was stuck at one number was 71, the dreaded number here on the channel. So yeah, don't say no. You can say 71 on the chat. I'm just gonna. 71 was the worst number, honestly. So yeah, that was the number I was stuck at. I remember went up to 72, and here I can actually show you. I actually have the graph if y'all want to see it of my channel. It's basically like it's actually the graph. And another thing I absolutely hate about doing this thing is another thing I absolutely hate is when I upload a short. It does really good. I get a lot of subscribers off of it. Like I might be going from 877. I might upload a short, gets a lot of views. I might go up to 893 at the end of the stream. And then once YouTube just can't even register views. Like you could be at 2,000 and the video's at 6,000, and it just crashes at 2,026 views. And then once it's crashed at 2,026, it stays there for like 3 hours, and the like count's maybe still 115, and it stays there for the longest time. And then when it finally starts adding the views in, it then all of a sudden removes likes. And every time it removes a like that hits a subscriber, that's when they remove that one too for some dumb reason. So I could go from, I don't know, maybe, so I could go from 115 to 47 likes in just the period of like 1 hour. I could go from 893 to 886. That's just how stupid the automated systems could be in some occasions, It's absolutely annoying, but we have to learn to live with it, everyone. And when you're a bigger channel, it's not as big of a deal, but just the way we're gonna have to go with this in 2022, everyone. But yeah, if any, I'm gonna see if yeah, yeah, it is. It is something that always happens. I don't know about all of you, but like if you post a short, it gets views, and then all of a sudden like, it just crashes, even though the view count's different. It's usually when the video dies out, Sure, sure, you might make a really good. You might make a really good video that long form videos they pull in views a lot slower. Like I could make a really good long form video, and it could get 4,000 views, but it collects those views over the course of like 3 weeks, and it doesn't die. But then I can make a short that's 4,000 views. It crashes at like 20 minutes after. I don't know what causes it to crash. Of course, every video has to run its course, but like I don't know what causes a short to crash. I don't know about any of you guys in the chat, but like there's something there that just causes it to crash. I don't know if it's like watch time or something like that, but something just causes it to crash. And one mistake a lot of people make is it's because it gets loads of dislikes on it. That doesn't matter at all. In fact, that actually helps boost the video a lot. And a lot of people in this chat can actually relate to that. It honestly helps boost you a lot, actually. So when you get them, just be thankful, okay? And plus, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, so if you're not thankful for getting dislikes, I don't know what you're doing. Of course, you shouldn't always be thankful for them, but they actually help you get those views. And sometimes they do it intentionally because they think it's gonna like take you down, but like in reality, you're not crying. Let's just pretend like your video is doing really awfully, and then it gets one dislike, and all of a sudden it just blasts like 3 million views. That is what happens for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it always happens. And then when it gets a lot more views, sometimes it drops, but that's what happens, okay? We need to learn to live with that, of course. I bet everyone in the chat that has videos have gotten one of them on them. And sometimes we have like these targeted little campaigns. Usually it's from someone we actually know sometimes. Basically, I'm talking about someone I used to know in real life. He was an idiot, okay? Let's just say that. And yeah, he was started a little hate group, and it didn't really destroy my life at all. So yeah, it doesn't have to destroy yours either. So that's one thing we need to know about preparing for success is that not everything has to literally destroy your life. Yeah, and I bet you've had more than one video with one dislike on it. Just judging by the success of some of the videos on your channel, I bet you've gotten a lot more than one on some of your videos. And the view count honestly tells it all sometimes too. Like I could look at your most viewed short, and I could already tell that it probably got at least one or two on it. But you know, that's just the way we need to learn. We need to learn it as the fact that they're helping you and not destroying your life. Because if you think it's destroying your life, you because if you think it's destroying your life, it's not. It's not even like it's not even doing anything. It's numbers on a screen. It's pixels on a screen. Like it's part of the RGB system. It's not a big deal. You can live with it. So yeah, you need to learn to live with that. So yeah, something we all need to learn to live with is getting hate on a video. That's completely normal. What's not completely normal is when your video gets more dislikes than likes. That's when you might need to start taking notes. But then you get into more complicated stuff here. So I'm gonna say this: as long as your ratio isn't below 60%, you're good. You're good to go. That means your video is doing just per usual. So yeah, that's one lesson about success: is to learn about the people that'll absolutely f you up along the way, and it's not even a big deal. But what is a big deal is the times when people make it into a big deal. That is when it's actually a big deal. So don't try to make it into a big deal, whatever you do. That's one thing I'll say. So never like, and the one thing I also say is don't outwork yourself. Never outwork yourself. Actually, trying to outwork yourself on one video is not going to help at all. So if there's one thing I'm talking about outworking yourself is like putting it 34 hours straight. Like you could spend 34 hours over the course of a week or two making a video, but not sitting down at a desk and thinking, wow, I'm going to sit down and edit this video for 34 hours straight. First of all, it's going to make you extremely sleep deprived. And second of all, that's overworking yourself. So if you actually want to put effort into a video instead of just slapping it in the editor and just putting on some music, that's don't don't do that. The one thing you need to do is you need to space out your editing like I do. And if you're going to sit down and edit a video all at once, take breaks in between. If you know it's going to take more than 30 minutes to edit a video, take breaks in between. Just go outside, maybe get a drink or something like that. When it comes to streams, that's a little different. Oh, and I just X out of the tab. That's definitely going to help. Yeah. So don't overwork yourself when it comes to getting views on YouTube. It does sometimes work. Overworking yourself, it does sometimes get the extra watch hours and watch on the video, but it doesn't always help. Because sometimes that just occurs. We just have to learn to live with it. Next thing we need to talk about when it comes to learning about being a successful person here is when it comes to the next thing we need to know about being successful on this site is the next thing we need to learn about being successful is, of course, looking at your feedback, looking at criticism sometimes. That's not the button I wanted to press. You little moron. Oh, come on. Yeah, there's something going on here on my side. It's just my fault, I guess. Guess it's because I'm in the room tonight. But yeah, don't outwork yourself. And always listen to criticism and feedback. So if someone's telling you, oh, this is what you need to improve on, this is what you must improve on. So if someone's telling you that, that's the type of criticism you need to listen to. Not someone saying, oh, you need to delete your entire channel. That's not the type of criticism you want to listen to. The actual criticism you want to listen to is the criticism that is criticizing your videos in sort of a good way, saying, oh, you should improve on this if you want to be successful, or this won't work. Because, that's one thing that's constantly happening. is that's just one thing that happens a lot. Yeah. So don't outwork yourself. And always listen to criticism, and those are a couple things you might want to know about such a thing. So criticism, that's good as long as it's not nasty criticism, then you're good to go. Other types of criticism is like telling you what to do on your videos, of course, and of course, other than that, you know, well, looks like you're live in 28 minutes, Goose Chick. So if you are good to go, that's fine. That's fine. If you're good to go, that's fine because you have a stream in 28 minutes, and a lot of times it comes to getting ready for it. And showing the support on the stream is one thing we always got to do when it comes to being successful, is building the relationships in our channels. You always want to go to their channel and want to check them out. You might want to show them the support because comments are a big thing when it comes to success on the internet, is always having comments, because when someone writes a comment, that's telling them that they're engaging with the video. So a good engagement like that just boosts your video up. And even live streams too. Like I've seen random times, like I've seen random people's live streams that are like 2.5 hours long of them talking aimlessly. That's basically me, except theirs was like 36 million times better than me. And then they have, and they have those videos get 2,000, 3,000 views. That's one thing we need to take note of sometimes. So always go over to their channels. If they subscribe to you, they deserve something too. So yeah, if you see the subscriber notification, the one thing I'll say is don't click on it and subscribe instantly. You might want to wait a couple hours because there's this thing called sub for sub where like people are going to comments saying, "Oh, subscribe to my channel, and I will subscribe to you back." Those are the types of comments you don't want to listen to. You don't want to ever participate in that, or else you're going to have some pretty substantial consequences. So never go to those comments and ask for them. Because even if you do get a couple subscribers off that, you might go from like 10 to 15. The only problem I'll say with that is that those people aren't going to watch your videos. Even the biggest channel. Alright, that's fine. Even the biggest channels, I don't know if any of you guys have heard about that biggest channel, Mr. Beast. I've watched a couple of his videos. I'm not the biggest viewer of him, but I watched a couple of his videos. His first channel was actually built up of he actually deleted it. I think it was like Beast5TY or something like that. And he made a channel and he did sub for sub on that channel. He got about 8,000 subscribers off of that. And he uploaded a video, got 3 views and 1 like. I think you're at 8,000. Most of your videos are going to be hitting 1,000, not 8 views and 8 views only. And if it's going to hit 8 views, that's going to be something you'll see in like the first 3 minutes of a video instead of something like that. So never participate in such a thing. You don't want to build your channel up on that form of reputation. The type of reputation you want to build yourself up on is the type that is the type of succession, not that, the type of reputation you want to build up is a good one. And that's where it goes into just saying hi in someone's chat. And for me, I always say HU sometimes because it's like the most annoying thing when I'm typing and I'm not even looking. So yeah, even just saying hi in someone's chat, maybe participating there for like a couple minutes, that's cool. You can say hi in their chat though. They'll greet you. Hopefully, if they're in StreamYard, I can click on someone's comment, it'll show up on the screen. That's always how it works sometimes too. So if you're ever in such a position, then that's what you might want to do. You might want to hop on their stream. Now, there's one channel I would recommend going to tomorrow, and even tonight. But their stream for shoutouts doesn't start until tomorrow. Shoutout Sunday on Empty Homestead. That is the channel where you might, if you're a new YouTuber there, that's where you might want to go and rack in some subscribers. And usually, I think it's like every couple of weeks they do a VIP guest. And if you want to, I've not been on a VIP guest before, but sometimes you want to go there, and that is where you get to see people with similar channel sizes and stuff like that. So the VIP guests are just like the one person, but like if they're doing like a special guest of you, that's when you might want to sign up for StreamYard and go onto their stream, and they'll let you in usually, and you'll be able to get a couple of subscribers off of that. Hopefully, that's actually how I got a couple too. So yeah, if you want to get there, that's one recommendation, is always going to people's channels and saying hi and greeting them in the chat, and just trying to get people as successful as possible around here. I don't know if Micro's gonna hop on at all because he was like I don't know, but yeah, we're doing this just so we can help people out, and one thing all about that is doing that. Now, long form videos, there's one thing I'll say about long form videos, and that is always try to put as much effort as you possibly can into it, but don't overwork yourself, as I said earlier. Now, for short form videos, this is when you want to get their attention quickly. You want to know how long it takes? Do you want to know how long you need to get to the point at? So, if your intro is 17 seconds long, people are not going to watch through that. Get to the point. They're only going to last there for 7 seconds if you don't get to the point. They're only going to be there for 7 seconds. That's how long you need to grab their attention. 7 seconds. That's how long it takes an average person to get an attention. And with the shortening attention span of people, that'll basically mean that it'll take even shorter. Could even be like 20, not like 20 seconds. That was a while ago, like 2 seconds. So you need to get right to the point as soon as possible. And sometimes you might even want to not even film that intro. And if there's one intro, I'll say, don't use those gaming intros. I've seen a couple of them. Or else all people will do is like, nah, this video ain't for me. I don't know if the microphone picked up on that, but I clicked my mouse. They're like, nah, this channel ain't for me. Because they're wasting my time. They're wasting my time. So that's the type of intro you don't want to have. You don't want to have those types of intros on your channel or else it'll hurt them. And I actually used to do such a thing, and that's why my old videos didn't get any views. So once I stopped doing them and got to the point as soon as possible, that's when they started getting the views. So don't use intros like that. Unless you're running a meme channel and you use them in that way, that's like the only case scenario where it'd actually be good. But in other case scenarios, not as good. So always try to prioritize on making a short and snappy intro. Now, when it comes to live streams, I don't know why, but random people get thousands of views on lives, even if they have barely any following. And they might have a really long intro, actually, sometimes, and they still get the views. Don't know what it is about it, but it just happens to be that way. Yeah, you could have thousands of views coming in on those videos, and, that's just how it's working for some people, okay? So, it's not always going to be happening to everyone, but, that's live streams, do them as often as possible, especially right. And if you're going to be doing a live, the best thing that you could possibly do is as follows. So if you're going to be doing a live, a good tip for you when you're doing a live always always do it in like a window before someone's live. So maybe if it's like in 30 minutes, it's like I think it's like 15 now. I'm gonna end the stream because the chat is starting up, and that is a stream I don't want to miss. It's in 21 minutes. I'm gonna do this for 20 more minutes, and the chat is starting up now. This time is a good time. I might only have 2 people on right now, but now the chat is a good time. Now, about an hour or 2 before the chat, that is a good time to catch people, and that is when people are going to be, because like right before the chat, when you have a much more substantial channel, people are like, wow, I don't want to miss the chat. So they're like, right before the chat, they'd be out there and sitting on YouTube doing absolutely nothing, waiting for it to start. So this is where you can hop on. Now, not everyone might go over there, but a lot of people go over there just because they're waiting for the chat. And as long as you end it right before the chat starts, or maybe if you're following Hands Leaders Wind Down Wednesday, or for Microfarmer it's Friday stream. I don't know if it has an actual name for it, but it is a Friday stream, and that's one thing I'll say about it. So whenever he's doing such a stream, that is when that is the type of stream you want to hop onto. So make sure you're prioritizing what needs to be prioritized. And when it comes to that, maybe even do it like an hour before, because that's the time when people are gonna be like, "Wow, the chat isn't a really long time. I need to hop onto that stream soon." But I have nothing to do. Maybe they'll even put it on in the background while they're waiting. So yeah, those were the tips I could offer for you. But there's still more. Trust me, there's still going to be more, because I still need to push the stream out as long as possible. Just trying to rack in those watch hours and try to maybe get up to that 1 hour mark. But as soon as the chat is starting, that is when I'm going to hop off. That is when I'm going to turn off the stream and go right to the chat. So and if you know a bigger channel, there's also bad times to go live. Like, please don't go live at 3 in the morning. No one's gonna hop on unless they're from like the other side of the world. That's like the only time you'd have someone come on your stream at 3 in the morning. So if you average like 30 viewers on a stream, you're probably gonna get like 3 or 4 viewers at 3 in the morning, because for the most part everyone's asleep. I'm not someone that stays up ridiculously late. The latest I've stayed up to is about like 1:35, but that's a good time window. You always want to make sure you're prioritizing time windows. So yeah, make sure that you know what time things are going to start up at, and time windows and everything. Make sure you know your time windows, what time everything's going to get started at, and that's how you know you're good to go and everything. So other than that, there's other things you could do too. You could also make entertaining videos. That's one thing a lot of people do. You'll need to make those videos that people want to watch, and also make a thumbnail too. You can't just be like using a thumbnail of like random thing, or like a random thing completely unrelated to the video. If you want to have a low like count to view count, you might like make a video of something completely. You might make a thumbnail saying one thing, and the video is completely different. That video, so you might get 1,000 views and like 3 likes. But if you use an actual thumbnail that might get 1,000 views, then you'll get the 1,000 views and 30 likes. That's what you want to do. You don't want to clickbait people and be like, "Oh, this video is going to be about a type of video I can't mention on this channel," and I click on it and it's about gardening. That's something they didn't watch. They didn't want to watch, so don't clickbait people and be like, "Wow, that's something I want to watch," and it's something completely unrelated. So make sure your titles and thumbnails are titled correctly, or else no one is going to care about it, or people are going to care about it, and you just destroyed their day because the video was completely unrelated. And with shorts, just remember you have like 3 seconds to catch someone's attention, so make sure you get to the point as soon as possible. And with long form videos, 7 seconds. You want to get to the point in 7 seconds. So the amount of likes on this video plus 1. That is how long you need to get to the point. That's how long you have to get to the point. Welcome in the analytic gardener. But yeah, you have such a little time frame to get people's attention that it's like genuinely terrifying, honestly. So you just want to make sure that you're catching people's attention, you know? Just that's one thing you need to do is you need to catch people's attention in the quick 7 seconds that they have. And then once that 7 seconds is up, well, this is when you need to this is where the rest of the video comes in, and now I'll see a lot of clickbaiters do this. They'll see one thing in the start of the video that's actually sort of related to the title and thumbnail, but then the rest of the stream and the rest of the video is completely uncorrelated with it. That is one thing I hate, and that is one thing you need to avoid. You must avoid such a thing. That's actually an awful thing that you could do is clickbait someone, because that could even ruin their day sometimes. They'd be like, "Wow, I'm gonna see this cool video. This is gonna help me a lot with my life," and you click on it, it's completely unrelated. That is the type of videos we don't need. And if you're monetized, I'm going to say one other thing about this. I'm not monetized yet, but if there's one thing I'll say about monetization, I know a fair share about it because I'm trying to get there. If I didn't know anything about it, I wouldn't be trying to get there. But one thing about monetization, don't put an ad every other second in your video, because I know you can put an ad, and I know people are stretching their videos out to 8 minutes to get as many ads in there as possible. Don't stretch your videos out purposefully to 8 minutes just that way you can put as many mid-roll ads as possible. The one thing you need to put in here, an ad at the start and an ad at the end. Maybe if it's a longer video, longer than 15 minutes, maybe an ad in the middle. But if it's a video that's 8 minutes long, don't put an ad like every minute or two. You want to put an ad. I know it's like 8 minutes that it used to be 10 minutes that people are searching their videos to. Now it's 8 minutes. Like, man, people could just put a random black screen in the middle of their video just that way they could stretch it out to 8 minutes and get the extra revenue. It's probably like 4 cents you're getting off of that video. What's the point of stretching it to 8 minutes still? So yeah, just make sure you're not putting as many ads as possible when you're monetized, or if you're monetized, at the start and an ad at the end. Ad is the one you need to make sure you're doing. An ad at the start and one at the end. Always gonna want to do that type of ad, but an ad in the middle occasionally. And if it's a longer video, maybe 3 to 6 ads. If it's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But if it's an hour long, maybe a little bit more ads. But don't put a mid-roll ad if it's like 4 minutes long. Put an ad at the start and an ad at the end. And if it's 3 minutes long, just put an ad at the start. And if it's not even 3 minutes long, don't even bother with ads. Sometimes you might even just want to turn them off completely. Now, another thing about monetization is super thanks. Now, in our community, I've noticed a lot of people that are monetized here have super thanks on. Now, super thanks is basically on my channel. I'm not monetized yet, but the super thanks is like that heart with a dollar sign in it. And you can donate things. I don't know if you can customize it. If the comment just says thanks, but I wish you were able to customize it. I think it's a lot much more money. I think it's like you could donate like $1, $5, something like that. And the revenue split is completely different. Now, I'll talk about revenue split in a minute, but when it comes to getting that all suited out, you need you might want to have that. Super chat is also a big thing in our community. We have a lot of super chat. But the one thing I've noticed is absent from our community is channel memberships. I haven't bought anyone's channel memberships yet because I'm the chicken. I don't have any. I'm not like that type of person to get channel membership for every channel I see. But I'm thinking about implementing it to this channel when I get my monetization turned on. So you might want to have the join button there at channel memberships. Now, tiers are going to be what you want to add in there. Now, tears, not crying tears, not, oh, I'm crying and I'm going to form a giant waterfall in the back of my bedroom. Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. And that's similar to, I don't know if any of you have heard about the app called Twitch. They have like Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 subs. Here you have like Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 memberships here. And you can also have more tiers. Like Tier 1 might be 99 cents a month, and it's like you get access to like loyalty badges and members only community posts, and maybe Tier 2 is like you get like link drops in the chat, and it's like you get access to like members only videos, and it's like maybe $4.99 a month. And then Tier 3 subs are like Tier 3 memberships are like $9.99 a month, and you get like maybe like a seed pack every month from if you're like from our community. That is one thing that's one thing you need to take note of is the different types of things that they implement there. Now another thing is going to be another thing here is going to be another thing you need to look at here is click-through rates on videos. Now if you don't know what click-through rate is, this is going to help you a lot. A lot of people they get 4% click-through rates, 3% click-through rates, and I was like, oh, what is happening here? What you actually want is a click-through rate of about, for a video to usually go explosively viral, it's about 7 to 9%. But if you want your video to at least get 1,000 views, it's usually like 5 to 6%. But when it's like, but if your video gets 46% click-through rate, like one of my videos did, it didn't really go viral. But a lot of times when you get that high of a click-through rate, you're like, wow, that video's gonna do really good. When it gets a lower click-through rate, that's when you're knowing like, yo, you need to improve on something there because you're clearly doing something wrong when it comes to lower click-through rates. Now, a lot of my videos, they only get like 1.3% click-through rates. That is my fault. I'm completely screwing up the concept of thumbnails. I don't know, like, what type of thumbnails you would make to get higher click-through rates. The type of thumbnails that gets a lot more clicks are going to be they're always the thumbnails that get more clicks. They're always, for some reason, going to be those really bright contrasted things, and they always were like these like people with like a reaction like and they have like an orange shirt. Oh, I missed you guys, construction. Welcome into the chat. Missed you in the chat. Didn't know if you were in, but welcome in. And yeah, you always need to be paying attention to this stuff, or else something's going to go wrong, and you need to make sure you're monitoring what you're doing, because if you screw something up, there's some certain consequences to that too. So if you maybe like mess up your thumbnail even the slightest bit, like you might like make like a really high effort video, but your thumbnail is something that was maybe made in Microsoft Paint, that is when you're noticing something completely different. That's when you're going to get lower click-through rate compared to the actual video. You might actually get 3,000 recommendations for like a 1% click-through rate. That is one thing you need to keep in mind is the colors in the thumbnail. A lot of times it's yellow, green, and red, and sometimes blue that oftentimes gets the clicks for some reason. And people with reactions with orange shirts also get the clicks a lot. I don't know what it is, but people wearing orange shirts and them getting like millions and billions of views on their videos, but always not billions. There's only like one video that's over 1 billion views that's not a music video, but millions, hundreds of millions, tens of millions of views just because they have an orange shirt on. And you need to make sure you know what type of colors you're using in your thumbnail, or else something's gonna go wrong and your thumbnail's not gonna get as much clicks. So you need to make sure you're prioritizing. Make sure you're prioritizing creation of both title, thumbnail, and video. But title and thumbnail are going to be the are going to be the biggest things, because if you get that click rate and you're monetized, you're going to get that money from the ads. Now, like 10 minutes ago, I was going to talk about revenue split. Now, here's revenue split for you. So for ad revenue split, it's 55% goes to you and 45% goes to YouTube. When it comes to other things like super chats, channel memberships, and super thanks, I think it's 70-30. And then with fundraisers, that's 100 and 0. YouTube doesn't take any money from fundraisers, but 70-30 for everything other than ads, and ads is 55-45. The revenue split is a constant thing a lot of people have to worry about. So yeah, the revenue split is a big deal here sometimes because the revenue split determines how much money you get. So you might get I don't know, maybe $14 from a stream. Well, you only get 70% of that. So 14 times 0.7 would mean you only get $9.8, which would be $9.80 from a stream just because of that revenue split. Welcome in, Badas. Welcome in everyone that's coming into the chat. Wow, we have a lot of people coming into the chat. But you know what? That's cool. I want everyone in the chat. So, if anyone else is monetized in the chat, what's your experience with monetization? Like, what have you experienced when it comes to that sort of stuff? A lot of people are like, "Oh, I might only be getting, I might not really be getting a decent revenue split." That's just because YouTube needs to take their cut. Because if you were to keep 90% of the revenue from your $14, you might get $14 from a stream, and you get to keep 90% of it. That's wrong. That's not. You get to keep like 90% of $14. That's $12.60 that goes to you, and only like $1 that goes there. And one thing that's constantly happening here is YouTube needs to take the money. I think like worth like $30 billion or something like that. But ads are a big thing. Like they have like a really big tendency for advertisements. You need to slip down on that. So that's when it comes to the first thing is not pissing people off with ads. One at the start and one at the end. So they're not like really interruptive ads. They're ads that are just going to maybe take off your attention from the video for like a split second. And for me, I would put skippable ads. I wouldn't put any non-skippable ads in my videos because I don't want to absolutely annoy the crap out of my audience. But what I do want is to at least get, you always want to get that little bit of money from the ads, especially if you're like most people with monetization enabled on their channel. You want the tiniest bit of ad revenue split. And an average ad I think pays you like 4 cents. But a bigger thing that people mostly get their money from is super chats and super thanks and channel memberships. Like my channel membership this month, you might get, I don't know, maybe $88. But YouTube has to keep 30% of that. So you get 70% of that. So of that $88, you get $61.60. Always gonna be that thing when it comes to revenue split. So make sure you understand your revenue split, or else you're gonna be really confused. And then there's CPM and RPM. This is when things get a lot more complicated. CPM is, I think, is like how much money. I don't know a lot about CPM and RPM, but I know like CPM is like how much money you make for like 1,000 views. So if your CPM is like $11, it means you're gonna make like $11 at 1,000 views. Which a lot of people, especially when they're smaller channels, they don't understand the partner program that much. They're like, wow, I can make $1,000 off 1,000 views. Not unless you put an ad every other second, which you don't want to do. You don't want to annoy the people that are watching your videos. They're watching their videos for a reason. They should only get 2 ads or maybe 3 ads if it's a longer video. And if it's a ridiculously long video, maybe 4. But yeah, showing the support that way is really good. But if your CPM is like $10.50, that means you're only gonna make $10.50 for 1,000 views. So if your video gets 1,000 views, you're gonna make like $10 from that. And then another thing with the thing is like you don't instantly get that wire transferred right to your bank. You need to like get up to your $100, and it takes like I think like 3 to 6 months to actually get that money in your account. So don't expect to get wire transferred instantly. $3,000 from your channel, and just remember that adds up. So if you get $20 this month and $60 next month, that is going to add up, and then it's ready to wire transfer by the end of December. So it adds up through months until it reaches your 100, and then it resets and then continues to add up to 100. So you always want to make sure that you're getting up to those advertisement things, and whatever you do, if your video, don't stretch your video out to 8 minutes just to get ads, and don't put a black screen in the middle of videos, or else people are not going to have a lot of fun with that. So make sure you're not abusing the ad system, neglecting it. Don't neglect the analytics either. Don't say like, wow, this video is getting really good views, and you're like, you know what? This gets a lot of subscribers off of it, so I'm gonna literally put a subscribe to my channel thing that covers up 83% of the screen. Don't do that. You might want to leave a little reminder to them. make it quick, or else they're gonna be like, nah, this ain't for me. So you always want to make sure that what you're doing is is perfect. Not really perfect because no one's perfect, and I'm not meaning to crap on anyone for that. Just no one's perfect. But other than that, don't try to like overwork yourself, and don't purposefully put like a giant subscribe button in the middle of the screen that's on a 30-second video and covers 85% of it. Just give them a quick reminder because sometimes they need a quick little reminder. And make that quick reminder last for not that long. You don't want a long reminder last your entire video. They just need something that lasts for 2 seconds to remind them, oh, I should subscribe and like. That's what they're gonna do. And for some reason, you also the one type of analytic that you need to notice is click-through rate. And when you look at your click-through rate, you're like, wow, this video is getting a lot better click-through rate. And you're like, you know what, this is the type of video I wanna. And when you look at your videos, look at the ones with the highest click-through rates versus the highest amount of impressions. Then that's when you wanna. That's the type of video that you wanna look at. Yeah, I actually see you reach your 785 subscribers. That is 93 saying. So, I actually not a long time ago. You actually just hit your 300. Looks like you got 1.4 thousand views on a video about a week and a half ago. But I don't know what is triggering it. Like a lot of subscribers from like channels around our size. I could go to bed tonight. I could wake up tomorrow. I'm at 3,000 subscribers. Don't know what this random growth in our channels are. It's not even from. You don't even post videos that get a lot of views sometimes. You just randomly go up 300, 400 subscribers. That is one thing. Another thing you need to know about analytics is, firstly, don't cry over getting one dislike on your video. And I'll say, don't cry about your analytics that much. If your video gets one dislike on it, it's not even a big deal, not even in the slightest. So maybe you go to your YouTube studio, and your latest video got 8 likes and 1 dislike. Not even a big deal. Just don't care about it. In fact, my latest video, you might have saw last night, got 6,000 views, got 44 dislikes on it, and not even crying about that. So don't cry about it. Or else there could be some issues there, and there's one thing you need to know about getting dislikes is that actually helps you a lot. Like your video could be performing really badly, like 100 views, and all of a sudden it gets one dislike and it just shoots up to like 6,000 views. So make sure that you're not crying over that. And another thing you don't want to cry over is not getting as much views. Sometimes it's something you need to improve on, but other times it could be something completely different. So, that's one thing. Don't neglect anything in your YouTube studio. Just use it as a viewing point, and also use dislikes as sort of a form of criticism, saying, wow, this video needs to look at improvement. And then your average view duration graph. A lot of people say this, but when you look at your average view duration, so, once you're done with once the stream is done, what I want you to do is I want you to go to your latest video. Or you can do this right now if you're on a computer. So I want to go to your YouTube studio. Go to your latest full video. Don't go to your latest short because those aren't going to matter. You want to go there. You want to click engagement. And you want to go to the audience retention graph. And it shows you where the audience sort of cuts off of the video. And then see what happens in that section of the video and try to improve on that. That is, you might just be doing something wrong in that segment of the video. So make sure you're improving on what's wrong in that section. So that's one thing you might want to do. So check your audience retention graph and see what's going on. And when you notice it's a giant dip, that is when there's something going on. Like at 0 seconds you could have 100% people on, but at 5 seconds you can only have 82% of people on. So you need to make sure you're there. Yeah. Looks like you retracted your message, so I don't know what it was, but live streams. They are always a good way to connect with your audience in real time. So what you're hearing me right now, I'm actually sort of talking backward because there's an 8.6-second delay here. But what you're hearing right now was said by me in the last 8 seconds. But what you're hearing in my long videos could have been said by me 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, sometimes even 3 months ago. Because of the way like my video scheduling system works out. And I actually have a time capsule video. So what you're hearing me in a year so the video you see on October 29th, I hit enter before it's finished. Oh, that's fine. And Jeff, there's one thing about getting subscribers on YouTube. It's always, you don't want to always focus on that. And another thing is you don't always want to completely focus on getting subscribers and subscribers slowly. You want to focus on getting engagement on your channel and getting people that actually enjoy and care about your content. You want people that actually do that rather than people that are like, nah, this is not for me. You don't want to prioritize getting subscribers. You want to prioritize getting actual people watching your videos. Please don't buy subscribers. Please don't buy views. All it's gonna do is just destroy your reputation. So whatever you do, don't buy that stuff. And yeah, that's one thing you always want to keep in mind is that that's great advice. I saw people fall off one video at a certain point, and it was because of the end screen came up too early. I thought I had it further in, but they were watching it until then. Yeah, the end screen is really helpful at some points, but at other points, it's not that helpful. So you need to make sure you're doing what is right for you. So your end screen is going to be what makes or breaks your video. And the first 7 seconds is also going to be what makes or breaks your video. Wow, we've been doing this for an hour. That's amazing. So that end screen that you put at the end of your video is going to be something that they either click on or not fall off of. But if your video is completely uninteresting for the first 7 seconds, but then in the first 14 seconds you actually get to the point, you need to make sure that first 7 seconds of your video is going to be that first 7 seconds is what's going to make or break your video, as a lot of people say. So that first 7 seconds is where you want to get to the point. Sometimes you don't even want to wait to get to the point. You just want to get there. And it looks like the chat is on right now. Looks like the chat is on right now, so I'm going to have to end out the stream. But, it was good seeing all of you, so goodbye, everyone. I'm going to the chat right now. So goodbye, everyone. Have a good night, and I hope this helped you out.